So on Monday, the new football leadership convened at Carrington to have a meeting on transfers, and this has led to a whirlwind of news on the transfers that United will be doing this summer. The team is finally in place, like we've been telling you on our previous episodes. The new sporting director started work last week. The coach is in town. Jason Wilcox was seen driving into Carrington today. Omar Barada starts work in 4 days. Christopher Vivell is also in place. So the team that has been assembled by Ineos are in place and have conducted a transfer meeting. What has happened out, or what is coming out of this transfer meeting? Well, I've got updates of all of this for you here on United Today. Also, the boys are back to Carrington for pre-season, and how the train, how is the program looking like? What are they to do next? I've got all of this here for you here on United Today. If this is your first time watching this, our daily update show, please remember to hit the subscribe button because we've got a lot for you this summer. And also, before the season starts, we've got a lot of information, we've got a lot of news, we've got a lot of insights to share with you here on this channel, United and Everything Football channel. Please remember to hit the subscribe button, like the video, share with your friends, and also leave a comment, drop a comment on all the things that we share with you here. Remember, our podcast for yesterday is still on the channel. You can go check it out. We discussed Joshua Zexi in detail with a football transfer agent, and also we'll be bringing you a lot more of the podcast to discuss all of the issues here on this channel. Please remember, hit the subscribe button. Let me make a quick turnaround. When I come back, I will tell you exactly what happened at the transfer meeting and what it has led to. Bids flying all over for United. We'll see how things are going. So I'll be right back after this. All right, welcome back to United Today. My name is Kwame. Thanks for joining us. It's a pleasure to always come your way with a daily update on what's happening around the club, Manchester United. So, as I told you in my intro, United held a recruitment meeting on Monday to discuss fresh bids for some players. And some of these players include Jarrad Branthwaite, Matthijs De Ligt, and Bologna's Joshua Zexi. So this according to Chris Wheeler of the Daily Mail newspaper, that United held a transfer or a recruitment meeting on Monday. Now, it led to a news broke by the same Chris Wheeler, which stated that United have submitted a second bid for Jarrad Branthwaite for a fee of £45 million plus £5 million in add-ons for Jarrad Branthwaite. This news has been corroborated by all the other top journalists. Fabrizio Romano has topped it up. David Ornstein of The Athletic has also topped it up. And what has happened out of this deal is that the team from Goodison Park, Everton, have flatly rejected the bid once again. This is the second bid by Man United. 45 million plus 5 million in add-ons, making the whole deal 50 million, has been rejected once again by Everton. And according to Everton, they see this young chap, Jarrad Branthwaite, in the same category in terms of transfer fee as Josko Valdior, Harry Maguire, Wesley Fofana. They think he's a young prodigy with a very high ceiling, and as a result of that, commands a transfer fee of 70 million or excess of it, and that United's current valuation of the player falls short of the valuation, and as a result of that, are not going to allow Man United take their prized assets away with that fee. If United is going to price Jarrad Branthwaite away, United would have to up the bid and come closer to the 70 million that they have valued the player. So that's where things stands at the moment. Everton have rejected United's bid for Jarrad Branthwaite, 45 million plus 5 million in add-ons, combining everything to 50 million. Everton are saying no way are they allowing things to go this way. Now, if you look at the way Ineos have been operating, although they've not signed any players yet, we know how close the deal for Joshua Zexi is. Now, United or the new football leadership are resolving not to allow the so-called United tax that seemed to engulf every transfer period. They wanted to get away. And that's why they are trying very, very hard to sign players at a particular amount or a particular value that they think the players, at a value that they believe suits the player that they want to buy. Now, on this same Branthwaite deal, United don't have any issues with personal terms with the player because the player is willing to move. United have made a proposal of £160,000 a week for Jarrad Branthwaite, already discussed. All that is required with this particular deal for things to go through is Everton agreeing that they are going to take the 45 plus £5 million that United have made. It remains to be seen what United will do from here because Everton have rejected the bid. Will United go back with an improved offer or United are going to back off? We are yet to see. But as it stands, the bid has been sent and has been rejected by Everton. So we'll see how this particular news go in relation to Jarrad Branthwaite. Now, on that same score, in the same department that United are trying to strengthen, which is the central defensive area, Chris Wheeler is still reporting that United are close to agreeing a £43 million deal with Bayern Munich for Matthijs De Ligt. We've been reporting about the De Ligt deal, and it looks as if both clubs are willing to do the deal, and the player involved is willing to come to Manchester United. This is where things stand at the moment. All that is required at the moment is for United to agree a deal or the structure of the deal with Bayern Munich, because the player and his agent are already in place to accept whatever proposal that United have brought. And it looks as if personal terms with the player is very close to completion. All United have to do is to agree a deal with Bayern Munich, and then Matthijs De Ligt will be a player of Manchester United. United want two centre-backs to fill the void that has been left by players like Johnny Evans as well as Raphael Varane. Last season, United were hard hit in the central defensive area, where at some point Casemiro had to come in there to play as a central defender for the club. So United is doing everything possible to avert the situation that happened last season, where majority of the time Lisandro Martinez was injured, Raphael Varane was injured, Johnny Evans got injured, Harry Maguire had difficult times, playing for the club and all of these things. So this is where things stand. So the De Ligt deal is also quite close to happening. But what is interesting is that the fans of Bayern Munich have written a long letter to the club stating that they do not wish that the De Ligt be sold. According to them, they claim De Ligt was the top player or their best player 2 seasons ago, and is seen as a leader, given that he has qualities that they think would help the club. So they don't understand the reason why the club is letting go of such a huge talent. They believe at age 24, 25, the player is still in his prime, and don't understand why the club is making such a decision to allow Matthijs De Ligt to go. So that's why the situation with Matthijs De Ligt stands right now. So they've sent a petition trying to block the deal from happening. But we'll see. It remains to be seen how things will go, because the player wants to move. United is willing to do the deal, and the Bayern leadership are also willing to do the deal, because they are also in pursuit of Jonathan Tah of Bayern Leverkusen. So that's how things stand with that. And let's move on to the midfield, where United have been in pursuit of the man Manuel Ugarte. Ugarte is a player that plays for PSG and also plays for the Uruguayan national team. Had a very torrid time at PSG last season, but is having a fantastic Copa America with Uruguay, currently qualified for the semi-final. His penalty sending Uruguay to the semi-final. He's been having a fantastic tournament so far. But according to Alexis Bernard in France, it looks as if United are close to, are willing to do a deal, and PSG are willing to do a deal. Now, one central theme that's running through all the deals that United are chasing is that both selling club and then the club United are all, ready to make a deal happen. Okay, so that's the same. Perhaps aside Everton, who are trying to play hardball. But with Manuel Ugarte, it's believed that United have made an inquiry or have submitted a bid of £38 million for the player. So they want to see how things will go with regards to the Manuel Ugarte deal. But a deal has been put forth. With him too, the player is willing to move, the club is willing to sell, and United is willing to buy. So all of these things happened during the transfer meeting that was held at Carrington on Monday. And we are yet to see how things materialize. I mean, there has been no confirmation yet of any of the deals, but it looks as if United is attacking at all fronts in order to get all of these deals happening at the same time. Now, Fabrizio Romano is also reporting that with regards to Sofyan Amrabat, he came to United initially on a loan with an option to buy. United haven't yet exercised the option to buy yet. But according to Romano, United are yet to make a firm decision on whether to keep him or allow him leave. That's the situation with Sofyan Amrabat. No decision has been made yet. No decision has been made yet with regards to Sofyan Amrabat. But Fabrizio Romano is reporting that the player wants to stay. However, United are yet to make a decision on whether the player stays or returns to Fiorentina. At Fiorentina, the player has just one more year to go on his contract. So that's how the situation is with regards to our incomings or players that we seek to bring into the club. Let's look at the players that are likely to leave. So earlier yesterday, Monday, Mason Greenwood was reported to have been at Old Trafford according to Carrington, according to David Onston. He wasn't there to train, but he was there to resolve the issue with regards to his departure from the club. I have reported severally from sources that United's number one priority for Mason Greenwood is to sell the player, make money, and invest the money into buying other players. And as things stands, it looks as if Olympique Marseille are the team closest to agreeing a deal with United so that Mason Greenwood would leave the club permanently, not on loan, permanently. The offer on the table currently is £27 million. Yes, £27 million. With United likely to insert a significant sell-on clause, which when a player is sold to another club, United will be entitled to a percentage of that fee. This is where things stands with Mason Greenwood. And it looks as if it's getting closer and closer, and the fee is around £27 million. Roberto De Zerbi is keen on bringing in Mason Greenwood. Alfredo Pedula in Italy insists that Lazio have not backed off yet and are trying their very best. However, there was a quote from Claudio Lotito, who is the president of Lazio, that it looks as if that deal is closed. But other sources are claiming that Lazio haven't shut the door yet. But as the instance, the player is said to be favouring a move to France to play with Olympique Marseille. Marseille are doing everything possible. Maybe by the time you are listening to this, a deal would have been agreed. We don't know, but it looks as if that deal is also moving very, very fast. So on departures as well, United doing everything possible to see that Sancho moves out of the club or sell some players. So some of the players that are likely to be sold include Jadon Sancho, Casemiro, Donny van de Beek, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Victor Lindelof, Facundo Pellistri. These are players that are likely to be sold by the club so that they can help United fund bringing in players, because United is constrained by FFP and PSR. As a result of that, can't just splash money, have to spend wisely and also have to spend within budget to ensure that everything is working according to plan. So that's it. So Casemiro, it has already been reported by Fabrizio Romano that there are clubs in Saudi Arabia that are all very much interested. For Jadon Sancho, it's looking like Juventus will be making a move for him. As it stands, no move has been made yet, but it looks as if Juventus, those are the club that are in the hunt for Jadon Sancho. We know Donny van de Beek is going to Girona for an initial fee of £400,000 to £500,000, with significant add-ons likely to rise to about £4 to £5 million for Manchester United. So Donny van de Beek, it looks as if by this week that deal will be closed for United to make money. Lindelof, Fenerbahce are interested in him, but the fee that they are quoting isn't there yet. So there is a bit of an issue with regards to Victor Lindelof. Pellistri has suitors in Spain, playing very well in the Copa America for Uruguay, but still yet to cut his teeth properly at Man United, and it looks as if he's likely to leave the club. So let me give you a summary of everything. So Jarrad Branthwaite, 45 million plus 5 million rejected. Matthijs De Ligt, 43 million, still in negotiation. Manuel Ugarte, 38 million, still in negotiation. For Joshua Zirkzee, United have agreed to pay the release clause of 34 million or 40 million euros. So that one looks like a done deal already, but the other ones are pending, some in negotiations, some very close, some not too close. So we'll see how things go with regards to that. So I told you, the players are back for preseason. Yes, the players are back. They are back into Carrington, so you can see the pictures, the players coming in. Coach Erik ten Hag is also back with the squad, so they're training, and they've been in the gym trying to do their medicals and then getting their fitness up to scratch, or getting their fitness up to a level that they can start playing. You're asking, when is United playing its first game? Well, we're playing our first game on the 15th of July. Yes, we are going to Norway to play our first preseason game against Rosenborg. From there, on the following Saturday, we'll play against, that's July the 20th, we'll play against Rangers before we make a trip to the US for the preseason, where we play Arsenal, Real Betis, and then Liverpool before we come back to England to play Manchester City in the Community Shield. By virtue of the fact that we won the FA Cup, we are going to play against Manchester City in the FA Cup, in the Community Shield. So another opportunity to do one over Manchester City has presented itself. So that's how the program is going to be. So the players that are currently in camp or have currently reported are the non-internationals, the players that were not involved in any international assignments. So from Onana, Victor Lindelof, Harry Maguire, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Casemiro, Mason Mount, Anthony Dos Santos, and then Marcus Rashford. All of these players have reported, as you can see, and are getting themselves up to speed. The players that were played are involved in the Euros and other things will be coming at specific times, depending on the time you exited. So I'm sure players like Scott McTominay will come in before, and then followed by the players that left in the round of 16. That's Rasmus Højlund, Christian Eriksen, then later on the other players that have exited will all be coming. So everything's getting itself in shape for Man United. Thank you very much for joining me on United today. It's always a pleasure. Remember to hit the subscribe button. Please do that for us. Hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell if the first time you're watching us on this channel. We've got a lot of things. You can check our playlist. We've categorized everything for you there. There's a United podcast. There's a United Today. We've got other things that we are bringing your way when the key season starts properly. But please remember to hit the subscribe button. Very, very important to us. Share with your friends, like, and also drop a comment on all that we've shared. My name is Kwame. I'll see you on the next one. Have a great time.